What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Will Johnson, and this is the Culture Wars. And what's up, everybody? What's going on? So we are going to talk about the lunatic left. Did you see what happened to them last night? They lost their beep boop. They lost their beep boop. Can I say beep boop? You know, because I'm not a cursing man. Not that I knock people for cursing. I'm just not one myself. You know, I believe in free speech. But anyways, let's get into it because I got so much to share with you this day. The Democrats last night, they're upset because the socialists didn't win. Jeremy talked about hung out to dry. Beautiful, beautiful. I saw that yesterday. I said, ooh, hung out to dry. And they're upset because she didn't win. Now, I don't know if you saw this, but it's kind of hard to watch. I mean, it really is. I'm not gloating that, you know, they're upset or anything, but I'm not sad that they're upset. But they don't know what to do because this truly shows the division that is within the Democrat Party. It completely shows the division. And his reaction, his response to the numbers coming in last night with Hung, he's not happy because she's like losing. She's not like blowing it out the water. If she was blowing it out the water, he would have so much pep in his step. He'd be like bouncing off the walls, but he seems highly depressed. Now, look, I'm going to play some of this. It's kind of long, but it's almost like, oh my goodness, it's like you can just feel the tension.
Yeah.
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 Here's the thing.
Tell us the thing. Hong's not winning, right? Yeah, we know that. Tell us the thing.
Yeah. Let's look at it this way.
Okay. We'll look at it a different way. Give it to us.
We're kind of indefinitely waiting for them to get their act together here and get the sticks and bring them back and go on. What? And we've got folks here who are working real late, and I don't think we want to, keep them here to.
Oh, you don't want to keep them there? If the socialist was winning, you would keep them there?
This could go 90 minutes.
Oh, really?
And it's 90 minutes of me saying, have you heard of any other athletes running for Congress? It's like I know we've come so far here.
Really?
It's been 4 hours since polls closed. It's been an unbelievably interesting and an intense night here, and it really is coming down to this one giant, update in Milwaukee. But man, we waited 90 minutes for them. They did this whole procession, and then they find out there's nothing on the sticks.
It goes on and on and on like this for like another 3 minutes. It goes on for like another 3 minutes of him not knowing how to handle this. The socialists didn't win. The establishment did. Why is he not happy about that? Why was it so difficult for him to have a discussion about it, for him to talk? Well, Hung, she's just too radical. Let me remind you, AOC didn't sponsor her. Bernie Sanders didn't endorse her. Did Al-Sayed even endorse her? I don't know. Did Mamdani endorse her? I don't know that any of them actually endorsed her, and she was completely radical. Now, I would imagine that El Sayed did, because he is wanting to block some of the same things that she wanted to block. And our great producer, Eli, created this thumbnail talking about El Sayed to ban America. El Sayed to ban America. Think about that. El Sayed to ban America. That's what he wants to do. And I'm going to show you what he said. And actually, it's interesting that the liberal media is now talking about this. The liberal media is talking about El Sayed. Actually talking about him. And I'm like, what? Is it possible? Now, I don't know. Could this be a Grand Platinum? Are they getting ready to Grand Platinum El Sayed? I'm just asking a question here. Because El Sayed is talking about banning football. He's talking about banning the 4th of July. He's talking about banning America. That's what he's talking about. When you say that you want to ban the celebration of 4th of July, he's talking about banning America. I don't know how else you can look at that. Well, he just only talking about banning the fireworks. All socialists been trying to ban fireworks, and it hasn't worked, and it's not going to. They want to ban it all out together. Like when the 4th of July comes up, there's no location that you can go to because the HOs and the whatever they're called in the neighborhoods have banned you being able to do fireworks. But you can go to the designated location. They want to ban the designated location as well. Just no fireworks for you at all. No fireworks. When Islamists, they love fireworks of the wrong kind, if you know what I mean. You know, the body parts flying everywhere. I'm just saying. But when I saw this, with the radical left talking about El Sayed and all of the things that he wants to ban, and they're actually sharing this with their viewers. This make me think, are they going to try to do him? I don't know if Michigan has the time, the opportunity to go ahead and replace him. I don't know. It might be too far gone for that to happen now. But then again, you know, the Democrats, if they say this is going to hurt us, we can't allow this. And I'm gonna promote it too. I'm promoting it right now that this dude wants to ban everything that we as Americans hold dear. Our celebrations, our traditions. Now, I'm willing to bet he wants to bring in all the Islamist traditions. I'm willing to bet that. He's not talking about banning any of that. Believe me.
Exactly, because this is from his podcast. There was a February 2023 episode of America Dissected podcast where El Sayed questioned whether there was any version of football that he said could be, quote, ethical or safe. And he linked the culture of the sport, which he did play growing up, to something much broader. He said narratives that had been historically used to justify slavery, westward expansion, and other forms of oppression. Listen to him here.
You think about all the wars that we fight abroad, all of the sordid history of oppressing other people in the name of this American idea, right? Whether it was, quote, manifest destiny and destroying Native Americans, or it was the transatlantic slave trade, where, you know, folks who, quote, founded this country on the backs of Native folks that they destroyed, then captured people, enslaved them, and had them work their fields because they thought it was their right, right? And all of this, like a lot of these narratives, you kind of see echoed in the ethos of football.
In the ethos of football. I'm really still not seeing the connection how football is any form of slavery. I'm not making the connection. Now, of course, he's saying it. And I think the only reason why he's saying it, because this is something that he wants to cancel. Now, I bet you they don't want to cancel football. Football. There's a difference between football and football. You know, football, you can't touch it with your hands. You only kick it. You only kick it around. It's football, soccer, For those of you that don't understand, soccer. He's not trying to ban soccer because that is huge in his culture. Soccer. But how is football, and you're going to have to help me out, everybody. You're going to have to help me. Everybody watching right now, you're going to have to help me out. Explain to me how football is a form of slavery. How is it? How is it? Because that was completely up here. I don't get it. I'm not understanding it. Now, I can see if you talk about Rome, how Rome had all the games to distract everybody from what the politicians were doing during that time. They had the games, get everyone to go to the games, get everyone paying attention to the games, and they won't pay attention to what we're doing. Now, I can see that being the case, but football being racist, that's a new one. But it's not surprising. These socialists, these Islamist socialists that are trying to take over the United States of America, they're attempting to take over the United States of America, want to get rid of everything. I can see them saying, oh, well, football's racist. Then next they're going to say, if you want to crochet, that's racist. I mean, why not? I mean, the same connection as football. I mean, how, and again, oh, is it because all the black people playing the football? There are white people. There's Hispanic people too playing in football. And there's white people playing football. So where does the slavery come into play? I mean, I'm legitimately want to know the answer to that. Even Scott Jennings was talking about how he wants to ban, El Sayed wants to ban basically American traditions. Basically want to ban it. And when Scott Jennings brings it up, they lose their mind. They start defending El Sayed. No, that's not what he said. He only talked about fireworks. Why ban fireworks in the first place? Why ban them? Here in the United States of America, I remember as a kid buying these blackjacks, and I would light them in my hand and throw them. Spow, spow. And one time, spow in my hand. I'm like, ah! But it was all fun, painfully fun. Spow. Why are we banning them? Now, we can maybe teach people to be safe about it. You know, my thumb did hurt for a little bit, a lot of bit. But they want to ban everything that reminds everybody of America. The same way they wanted to remove the 10 Commandments from the courthouses, remove it from schools. They wanted to ban it, remove it from society so people no longer can believe that this is a Christian nation. It is a Christian nation, the Judeo-Christian nation. They're trying to flip that. It was created based on that. They want to flip that. They want to change the history and tell everybody, no, this has always been as Islamist nation. You know they're wanting to say that, right? Barack Hussein Obama has even said it. Listen.
But when you're so crazy that Bernie Sanders and AOC won't even endorse you, you're pretty far out there. I think these holiday conversations are actually valuable. She hates Thanksgiving. Today, our own K-File here at CNN uncovered the fact that over in Michigan, Abdul El Sayed wants to get rid of the 4th of July. And I think the reason these things
I think he said we should get rid of fireworks.
He was very critical of the 4th of July. I think.
You hear her? Did you hear Caitlin? Did you hear Caitlin Collins? I think he said fireworks. I think he said fireworks. Come on. If you're talking about banning the fireworks, you're talking about banning 4th of July. You're talking about banning America. Listen to her.
I think the reason these things
I think he said we should get rid of fireworks.
He was very critical of the 4th of July. I think these are windows. But I'm just saying
getting rid of fireworks is different than getting rid of the 4th of July.
I think you're downplaying the message.
We don't have the quote here, so let's not adjudicate.
I think these are windows into the souls of these anti-American radical communists.
Come
if you hate Thanksgiving you hate the 4th of July, what you're really saying is, I hate some of the pillars that undergird American culture. And how are you going to have a conversation with a voter about affordability or public safety or anything else if you're trying to get rid of Thanksgiving and the 4th of July? I mean, if I were Christmas and Easter, I wouldn't be feeling too comfortable right now.
Yes.
People win.
He brings it up. And we know that he wants to, the Islamists want to change everything about American culture. I don't think that's even a secret, but they want to downplay everything that they say, just like they downplayed the tattoo, the Toffenkopf. They wanted to downplay that. They want to downplay Hassan Piker for saying that the United States of America deserved 9/11. They want to downplay it. Oh, he apologized. Why are you even bringing that up still? Why are you even talking about that? That's old news. Old news. Pretty soon they're going to say it's fake news, and they're going to say that he's never said it once they've been able to go out and scrub the internet of it. I guarantee they're trying to scrub it because they're not going to remove Hassan Piker because he has a following. Millions of people on YouTube, millions of people on Twitch, apparently, millions of people on these different platforms that's following his hatred for America. His hatred for America. And actually, there's a video of him where he's talking about how much he hates America. And actually, I was going to wait until later on to play it. But you know what? I'm going to bring it up right now. I'm going to play it for you right now. I want y'all to look at this. Because this is what he said about America. And it's on the internet. It's not AI. He's not even hiding from it. He's not even shy about saying it. I just saw this one about him. More and more hateful stuff that this dude has been saying about the United States of America and the people within inside the United States of America is coming to the surface. And none of the Democrats, very few, you got Joe Scarborough and a few others, and they know how damaging this is going to be to them. Because people that are riding the fence, independents, they're not going to like this. People that call themselves Democrats, that still have a mind to themselves, that still know that a man is a man, XX and YY, know the difference. They're not going to be happy with this. If everybody on the left was completely dumbed down and didn't understand anything, they wouldn't care. Some of them don't care because they're too far gone. Listen, it's a short clip. I went through and I had to bleep out the curse words because I didn't want to have to sit there and apologize to you for allowing it to be played here. Sometimes I miss them, sometimes I don't. This time I didn't because of what he's saying in this. Y'all listen.
It's unconstitutional. Man, you can and suck me from the back, okay? I the Constitution. I wipe my ass with the Constitution. It's a piece of paper, dude. Shut the up. Mother Constitution and mother this country, okay? You stupid.
How do y'all feel about that? I wonder, do we have any socialist trolls on here? How do you feel about that? Are you excited to hear everything he just said there? Does that excite you? Does that give you warm fuzzies? Does it give you the warm fuzzies? Anyone who enjoyed what he just said, there's something truly wrong with you. I'm saying it out loud. There's something truly wrong with you. Maybe you like it. Maybe you're like James Carville with his TDS. Like you don't have any problems with the TDS. You love the TDS. You want more TDS. You can't help yourself. All of the Democrats that are embracing this socialism, they're actually embracing the Islamists. The same people that committed the act on 9/11. This is who they're embracing. The same people that did the act in the club in Florida. Do y'all remember that? Do you remember what took place? The media don't even want to talk about that instance because it was by Islamists. There was another Islamist that took place in Arizona. Do y'all remember that? These are Islamists that have committed acts in America, but the media, they grow amnesia when it comes to the Islamists. They grow amnesia like they can't even, what are you talking about? That never happened. It's only the MAGA Republicans. The only violence that we see in the news in America comes from the left. If there was violence from MAGA Republicans constantly like they say it is, then we would see it all the time. They would be showing the video of it constantly. Every single day there would be at least one episode of say, oh, here's another one. Look at the MAGA Republicans. But that's not the case. We can show you violence of the left. And any time that they arrest a criminal and let the criminal back out onto the streets of America, that's violence of the left. Them trying to take out President Trump, permanently sleep him, violence of the left. Why would MAGA Republicans try to do this to President Trump? See, that's ignorance on their part, the left. No, he was a Republican. He was a Republican. Stupid liberals. And they convince themselves of that. They tell themselves that, oh, he was a MAGA Republican. Knowing good and well, it's the left. There's no violence on both sides. The only time there's violence on both sides when we have to defend ourselves. And then they call that violence. Kind of like Israel defending themselves when all of these objects are flying in the sky. And they just come with the objects just come out of nowhere, right? Objects coming down. Objects coming down. And because Israel's having to defend themselves, oh, they're the bad guys. Same thing with the MAGA Republicans. When we have to defend ourselves, then they call us the bad guys. That's when we're the bad guys, according to them. President Trump, he goes to an event, and it's called, I forget the exact name of it, but it was like Patriot Games, right? I think it's the Patriot Games. President Trump goes to this event, and the radical left is upset about it. They're mad. They're going, oh my goodness, President Trump goes to this event, and it's primarily white people. Primarily white people. There's no DEI involved here. That's what they're upset about. There's no diversity, equity, inclusion. It's not here. It's not presented. They get upset because President Trump goes to this event and they don't know how to react to it other than try to say that it was racist. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Athletes. I'm not sure that's what we got, but here's the president presenting the winners with their trophies, a slice of the $250,000 prize. Now, a CNN analysis actually found that a specific demographic of kids got a shot to compete.
Of course,
of the ones
did.
who were featured in the Freedom 250 Instagram page, many attend private Christian schools. They also appear to be overwhelmingly white, and the application for the games didn't specify.
They appear to be overwhelmingly white. I don't care. Remember I told y'all before, anyone who's watching me do Rise Up this morning here on LFA TV, and I've mentioned this multiple times before, their target is Christians. The left, the socialist Islamists, their main target is Christians. Why? Because majority of the people in this country currently today are Christians, and they happen to be what? White. That's what their target is. So she has to emphasize that. Majority of them are white. It's not to say that there aren't any black people there, because there are. If we go based on the population of the United States of America, could we say it's uneven? If we go based on the population, I think, what is it now, 17%? Because they've overruled it in like different places like Texas and other states where you just can't end the life of the child. So more black people have been born. So they got a solution for that, though. Remember, we talked about that, too. They got a solution for that up until the day of birth.
Race.
These are supposedly the best athletes from every state in the country, and they all happen to be white?
Oh,
I don't know about that.
They're going on right now, the dystopian Hunger Games, Katniss Everdeen type events in the Hunger Games for our high school athletes to go and compete to do what?
They get backpacks and like red and blue outfits, and then they're jumping around, hopping around, and doing sports.
They're playing dodgeball. They're playing tug of war. How does one person win those games?
As a person who...
So wait a minute. So they're crying, kicking and screaming because they got on backpacks that are red, white, and blue. I just can't stand it. I can't take it. I can't take it. These are the same people that cringe every time they see an American flag while they're in the United States of America. Same people. Same people. But the fact that CNN had to do a thing on this, and hold on, another thing. He's talking about the Hunger Games. This is the Patriot Games. The left, they do Hunger Games because they're socialists. They want to make sure that everybody is hungry, starving, and then they force people to do what they want to get food. It's the same thing that the Democrats did during slavery. They would starve black people, and they would have black people fight for entertainment. They would force black people to do for them. It's the same exact thing. That's the Hunger Games. This is the Patriot Games. Complete, total opposite. But they're trying to make that connection. There's no connection. It's the opposite, polar opposite. But of course, our great president, Donald J. Trump, he goes to the event. He's there at the event. And this is the only reason why they're even talking about the event, because President Trump is there. Because if President Trump was not at the event, they wouldn't even care. They don't care if it was 99.9995% white people. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't even be talking about it. But because President Trump is there, they got to push this narrative that President Trump is racist. He's going to this event, and it's all about racism. That's the only reason why they're talking about it. And CNN, being who they are, well, let's just listen to what our great president, Donald J. Trump, had to say while he was there.
This has been as exciting as anything. I got here, I didn't know what to expect. And the Patriot Games is just I look at the parents, because a lot of these parents are so proud of their children. And I really am very proud of the group of people in this room. You see the spirit and the love of the country and our great country, and our country's never done better. So it's good to be with you.
We appreciate your time, Mr. President.
Thank you, Laura.
And that's what it's about. And that's what it's about. The Patriot Games. It's about all of the, and you know what? Another thing that they're triggered about is that it's males versus males and females versus females. You know, for the most part. Unless it's like a co-op thing. Like tug of war, it can be co-op. It can be. But because they're doing it the traditional way of humanity, they have a problem with it. They're angry that President Trump is even there. President Trump exposing these evil people just by showing how America looks. And majority of the country is still white. They're trying to change that. But when you put it on TV, you're not supposed to show that is the case. You're supposed to show that it's something else. We're extremely diverse. We are. But you don't have to show it all the time. No one cares, except for those on the left that's trying to push a narrative and try to control people to a certain extent. They're the only ones that care. I don't care. I don't care. The only time I've ever been concerned about me being a black person at a white event, or an event, period, not a white event, but an event, if they emphasize that, hey, you're the only black dude here, then it becomes a problem. Like, why do you even have to mention that? How come I can't just be the other American that's there? That's all I want to be. I want to be the other American that's there. I want to be just like everybody watching right now. Can we just be Americans? Yeah, of course, there's different things that make us individual people, sure. But when I go to an event, I go to an event to celebrate America with other Americans. I don't go to an event to celebrate America with black people, with white people only. I don't go to celebrate a color unless it's red, white, and blue. Can we agree to that? Can we all agree to that? Not the left, not the Islamic socialist left. They reject the American flag. They reject the American flag 100%. And I know I don't have to convince you of it. You know it to be true. You know it to be true. We'll be right back.
Remember when you were younger and you used to hear stories, whether it be in Greek mythology or whatever, about the fountain of youth, people constantly looking for something out there that would help them live forever or live longer? Well, kind of got something like that with Fatty 15, and it's not mythological. No, Fatty 15, this is an empty jar right here, but that's your size that you get. That's a 1 month supply. You get a 3 month supply on this deal. Fatty 15 contains something called C15. If you don't know what that is, it's an essential fatty acid. that is necessary for your body's cellular generation, meaning that if you have any damaged cells, it will repair them. It'll also change the way your cells age and you will live longer. C15 does exactly that. Again, if you don't know what C15 is, definitely do some research, but it's Fatty 15. And in each and every one of these capsules that you get in Fatty 15, you're going to elevate your cells, you are going to repair your cells, and you're going to live longer. That's what it does. It slows down your aging process for healthier hair, healthier skin, balanced metabolism, deeper sleep, and 3 times more cellular benefits than omega-3 fish oils. Fatty15.com/LFA, promo code LFA. Save 15% now. That's fatty15.com/LFA, promo code LFA. Thank you very much. Back to the program.
You can almost hear a collective gasp across Michigan for all the things he spends time hating on. I mean, when I go back, I want to, make sure we're protecting our faith and our families and our factories and our freedoms, while he's advocating doing away with our fireworks, football, the 4th of July. This guy spent hours hating on what most Michiganders would enjoy in their pastimes, and he should be held to account for that. These are views that he held that he was pretty strong about, but he knew that he had to delete them all for if people really knew who he was, they wouldn't vote for him. So you're right. It's just a matter of making sure we have the resources and the people that are out there fighting what I think is the heart and soul of the country in this particular race. And so they can go to rogersforsenate.com and please join this fight. We're going to need you. America needs you in this particular fight.
100%. America, you are needed. America is needed in this fight. And it's not just Michigan. It's happening across the country. If Hung would have won last night, they would have been, oh, yes, this is really it. This is it. The establishment is, doing a little sigh of relief. Oh, okay, we still have a little say-so here. We have a little. Let me ask you a question. Do I have your attention? Do I have your attention? Do I got you? Okay. I think I got your attention now, right? The Second Amendment. What do you think the Islamists would do once they take control? If they take control, what do you think they're going to do? The Constitution, I've already shown you, Hassan Piker, he's right there, lock and step, lock and key, right there with El Sayed, talking about America deserved 9/11. He's saying he hates the Constitution, straight up communist. Straight up communist. What do you think that they're going to do? They've already been saying it multiple times that they want to eliminate the capability of us as Americans from being able to defend and protect ourselves. They want to eliminate that capability. They're not even shy about it any longer because the Islamists have taken over the Democrat Party. They call themselves socialists, but it is 100% the Islamist takeover of the Democrat Party. Is anyone in disagreement with that? And see, the radical, stupid liberals that say that they're atheists and they don't believe in God at all, they're okay with the Islamists doing it. Why? Because they know it's a false religion. It's a false cult. So they're completely for it because, most of all, it's against America and it's against Christ. So they embrace it. They have no issues with it. And they always try to say, MAGA, they're the ones in the cult. Really? But you guys are the ones who were happy to drink the Kool-Aid. And then you tried to force us to drink the Kool-Aid. And it still doesn't register. It doesn't register in your brain what I just said. You were happy to drink the Kool-Aid. And you say that we're the ones in the cult? That's how liberals are. Liberals are stupid. Liberals are extra stupid. Extra. Now I'm just waiting for the Kool-Aid that they've been drinking for it to kick in, and then we can start talking the news. Well, what is causing this? What is causing this? What has caused this to happen? We don't understand. And everybody that didn't drink the Kool-Aid, we're going to be like, yeah, we know why. You drink the Kool-Aid, we didn't. But they're too dumbed down to realize it, too dumbed down to figure it out. But the reason why I bring up about Hussam Piker wanted to get rid of the Constitution, and he's teamed up with El Sayed, and El Sayed is not rejecting him. Bernie Sanders not rejecting him, because they all have this agenda that they want to get rid of the Constitution. Why? So they can eliminate the Second Amendment, because then that way we can't protect the First Amendment or any of the other amendments in there. Now listen to this radical leftist lunatic here. Listen to this one here. She's straight. She's not hiding it. They're not hiding it. I'm surprised she doesn't have her hair covered. Listen.
This issue is one of the things that keeps me in this work. And when I get to Congress, and when I am successful at working with other members of Congress, Democrats, and I do hope Republicans at some point too, and I'll talk a little bit about that, to pass an assault weapons ban, to get an assault weapons ban reinstated.
So she wants to prevent you as an American citizen from being able to defend yourself in your own home. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And because we know the Islamists, they're going to have what they need to do whatever it is that they want to do. And when I say Islamists, I'm talking about the socialists. When I'm talking about the socialists, I'm talking about the Islamists. They're one and the same. Show me the difference. Show me the difference. They all have the same goal for America. But she's literally saying that she wants to ban us to have the capability of being able to defend and protect ourselves from these tyrants. From these tyrants. Now, I've been asking this question about Nancy Pelosi. I've been asking this question. When is she going to come out and say something about the takeover of the Democrat Party? What is her stance on it? What's her stance on it? And just like Adam Schiff and Gruesome Newsom, she's as radical as they come. She's been a socialist all her life. This is my opinion about her. So listen to what she says when she was asked a question about her party.
I guess what I'm asking you is, what has happened in your party in which you have some of these incumbents who House members who have lost their re-elections in places like New York and Colorado? And what does that say about the party today, do you think, going forward?
It says that the party is going to win the Congress. And by the way...
Because there's energy.
Well, because we must.
Not because of the energy, because we must. Just because we must. We got to win. We just have to win. We just got to win. We must. So if that means teaming up with the socialists or acknowledging that they're socialists, then that's what it means. Because we have to win. Vote blue, even the communists too. Y'all like that? Vote blue, even the communists too. That should be their new slogan. Because, most of the time they say vote blue no matter who. Y'all get it. You get it. But Nancy Pelosi, she's just caving in because they do not care. They do not care. This has been their objective this entire time. And if they cannot get what they want, they're willing to tear the country down. And as I mentioned yesterday, the whole point, and I've started seeing other people saying this in the media. The whole point of this Islamist socialist takeover is to tear down the Democrat Party completely. I said this yesterday. For those of you that were tuned in yesterday, you heard me say it yesterday. They want to tear down the party completely and rebuild it back up in a full-on communist party. But they're tearing it down with socialism, and it's going to rise back up with communism. But they're going to tear it down. That's why they're not even concerned. Well, the establishment is concerned. But they're pushing all of this hatred. Here's another one with Nancy Pelosi.
So when you want to talk about differences that we have differences. It's a big tent.
See, she's talking about the differences between the establishment Democrats and these socialist Islamists. That's what she's talking about. There are some differences, right? One is just more radical than the other, but they all have the same agenda, but they're just more radical about it.
I've always said I'd rather not be in charge of a party that is lockstep this way. No, we have our diversity of opinion. We represent different districts in the country.
At what point did the Democrat Party not become lockstep in a certain way? When did they not become that? Have you ever known for someone in the Republican Party to leave the Republican Party, and what happens? I mean, if they leave the Republican Party and not out there running their mouths, we don't talk about them like Liz Cheney, Adam Kissinger, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tucker Carlson, right? But they're out there running their mouths because essentially they went over to the dark side. They went over to the left. But we're like, dude, we're not supporting you any longer, right? That's the reason why Marjorie Taylor Greene lost her seat, because she went off the deep end. She got bitter. All she had to do was keep her mouth shut and just stay on a straight and arrow, and she'd probably still have her seat, but she refused to do that. That's on her, right? But we don't go out there and like this extra. But if you are in the Democrat Party and you leave the Democrat Party, you know what happens when you leave a cult? And I've talked about this before. I had an auntie years and years and years ago when I was a kid. She actually joined the cult, and when she tried to leave the cult, and when she left the cult, she got back home, and then a couple weeks after that, they found her floating in the river. That's what happens when you leave the Democrat Party. I mean, let's ask Obama's chef. I'm just saying. 9 times out of 10, when you leave the Democrat Party, it's not good. They try to crush you every single way they can if you willingly leave. Now, if they force you out, they want you out and they want you to be quiet. I mean, they forced, what is his name? I almost forgetting his name. With Yum Yum? Eric Swalwell. They pushed him out. You notice you don't hear nothing from Eric Swalwell. They won't even allow him on CNN. They won't allow him on MSDNC. Nothing. He used to pick up his phone camera every single day and he was mouthing off about something. Eric Swalwell. Constantly. Nothing. Graham Plattner. Nothing. Because they pushed him out. But now if you willingly leave because you recognize how evil the Democrat Party is, then you become a major problem. Because then you can go and say something to somebody and they won't like it. Now, I want to change the subject if I can. And this is a subject that we've been talking about for the last couple of days, for the last few days. And we want to talk about the unborn child again. The unborn child. Massachusetts just signed a bill the day of, or like if you're pregnant and you're going to have the child on the 13th tomorrow, there you can eliminate the child. So I can imagine women throughout the country that have this liberal, sick mindset are going to travel there just so they can take the child the day before. If you ask me, and I'm glad you're asking, any woman in any state, if you travel across state lines and you take the life of somebody and then you come back without that child, you should immediately go to prison. Is anybody disagreeing with me on that? Is anybody agreeing with me on that? Let me say it again. If you 9 months and tomorrow's the day, but you travel to this state, this demonic state with these demonic people, with 2 people, because there are 2 people, there's 2 heartbeats. You leave and you come back, there's only one heartbeat. And they're like, where's the other heartbeat? It's been eliminated. You should go to prison. You should go to prison. You don't get to cross state lines and take somebody's life and then go back home like nothing's ever happened. That's what they're going to do here. But you remember, they all said that none of them ever supported that. None of them ever. There's no one supporting that. We would never do that. There's no Democrats wanting to do that. You remember, they constantly said that. Let me remind you when we come back.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets, as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, My Pillow mattresses and My Pillow mattress toppers, as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets, regular $69.98. Now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale, only $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's going to ship absolutely free.
They say that allows Democrats to perform abortions up until, birth. Which is ridiculous. Which is not accurate.
And it's ridiculous, and it's a mischaracterization of the point. No, the point is we have to, I am being precise. We need to put into law the protections of Roe versus Wade. And that is about going back to where we were before the Dobbs decision.
But if there is the possibility through legislation to provide any kind of guarantee at the federal level, any kind of protection, like the Republican proposal of 15 weeks protection.
The Republicans are also
members
of the Republican Party are also proposing a national ban. The thing that
I'm talking about, the Lindsey Graham bill, as you know, and those proposals of giving some access, though that's 15 weeks. Why do you think it shouldn't be specific? Out in New Mexico, for example, the governor there says it shouldn't be nailed down to a week because it should be a private matter between a woman and her doctor. There shouldn't be a precise number put on that. Is that what you believe as well?
I believe that we should put the protections of Roe v. Wade into law in the way that will.
Did you hear the very beginning of that? Let me play the very beginning, just the beginning, because I know some people missed it. Listen.
They say that allows Democrats to perform abortions up until, birth. Which is ridiculous. Which is not accurate.
Which is ridiculous. No one wants to do that. No one wants to do that. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. No one is wanting to do that. They constantly said that. No one wants to do that. Can we get a statement from Kamala Harris now? Can we get a statement from Kamala Harris now? Do you still believe that? Wait a minute, no. Do you still think that you need to try to convince us that your side, the Democrats, don't want this? The socialists, they don't want this? Are you still trying to convince us of that? Here's another one. Y'all remember this? This was during the debate. During the debate, President Trump brought it up, how these evil people wanted to do it to the day of. Listen.
We are not for late-term abortion, period.
Nowhere in America is a woman carrying a pregnancy to term and asking for an abortion. That is not happening. It's insulting to the women of America.
Oh, it's insulting. Because no one is asking for that. And you had this panel of women, and the evil woman signed a bill for that very thing. But no one wants it, though, right? No one wants it. I mean, it's ridiculous. No one would ever want such a thing. How many evil liberals do we have on here? Because I know the trolls, they tune in and they watch. Do y'all feel how dumb do y'all feel? Do you feel dumb at all? Knowing that you were believing all of this nonsense and then it's coming out? Or are you just now making an excuse for it? There's this guy, total Democrat, and he attends my church, which is mind-blowing to me, but we have good rapport. We talk to one another. I'll text him, he'll text me. I need to sit down and I said, let's go sit down and have a cup of coffee, because I find them interesting conversations. Well, anyways, I sent him the video of them celebrating and signing that bill to take the life of the most innocent of us all up to the day of birth. And you know the response that I got from him? Nothing. Zero. He didn't even say it was bad. He just tried to act like, and I talked to him, I said, and I sent him a message because he normally would respond after a period of time, you know, because people have lives. I get it, right? But after a period of time, no response. And I just typed in the word interesting. And then he go, oh, I was busy doing X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. But he still never answered the question. What do you think about it? The left, these Islamist socialists, have dark hearts. They're all about their god, Satan. They love everything about Satan. That's who they are. These are evil individuals, and they're going to continue to push this evilness. They don't care about this country. All they can think about is what they can do to retain power. That's all they can think about. What they can do to retain power. How can they get more power? Here's another one where Nancy Pelosi was sitting down, and she's like, I mean, talking about being evil.
See, I had been speaker, and when I was speaker, I saw...
Let me stop it really quick. Talking about being evil. Remember Joe Biden he pretty much lost his mind. I was saying Joe Biden lost his mind in 2018. What they did to Joe Biden, my personal opinion, was elderly abuse. We all knew something was wrong with Joe. Nancy Pelosi saying that, because I want to make sure y'all understand. She's saying while she was Speaker of the House, she would talk to Joe Biden all the time. And she was like, I didn't see anything wrong. And then when she wasn't Speaker, now she's saying because she wasn't Speaker, she didn't talk to him all the time. And no one told her something was wrong with Joe, when we all knew something was wrong with Joe in 2018. We knew something was wrong with him. Remember, he was on the No Malarkey tour. Remember that? The No Malarkey tour. That's what he first called it. Until he went to Build Back Better, which came from the WEF. But listen to this. She's talking about Joe Biden like, I didn't know. But then she's saying, oh, yeah, someone knew. They did know. They did know. Listen.
See, I had been speaker, and when I was speaker, I saw the president all the time. But when I wasn't, then I saw maybe 3 times that whole year. And so I didn't know. And I think he had his sort of ups and downs. And when when I saw him one time, he was giving me the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Right.
So that was a short event, and he was perfectly fine that day, I thought. And so I didn't know. But I do think that those who did know should have acted upon that information, whatever that
His staff and his family both, you mean?
Well, whoever knew.
Yeah.
Whoever knew. There's the staff saying the family knew, the family saying the staff knew. I don't know.
But they should have acted sooner.
They should have, because this was a great man.
She knew. She knew. Is there anybody watching under the impression that she didn't know? She's lying. Democrats lie. They don't have any issues lying. They don't have any issues lying. That's who they are. I mean, their whole thing is to lie to the people. Nancy Pelosi and the rest of the lunatic liberals, they want to come across like they're so intelligent. Like they have all the answers. They know all the answers, but they didn't know something was wrong with Joe. This is what you're saying, right? All of you stupid liberals out there that claim to be so intelligent, you know better than everybody. You call us what, maggots? You know better than the MAGA Republicans. You know better than American people. You know what's best for us, but you didn't know something was wrong with Joe. Give me a break. Give me a break. You knew very well something was wrong with Joe. We all knew something was wrong with him. Nancy Pelosi knew. She's lying through her rabbit teeth. Every last one of you are lying through your teeth, trying to act like what? And then now when it all comes down to it, because, you know, Joe, they already knew. Now it comes down, well, I didn't support Joe. Something's wrong with Kamala Harris, too. I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing anybody, just to be clear here. But when these people talk, you clearly see that there's something wrong with them, and you ignore it. When you try to claim that you're the most intelligent beings on the earth, in the universe even, stupid liberals. And these are the liberals that believe a man in a dress is a woman, but they're highly intelligent, right? Dude, see, this is the stuff you can't make up. They're so intelligent, but they can't tell you what a woman is. Come on. It's comical. And it's the liberals that always, you know, well, this is how it's supposed to be. But they don't know what a woman is. And they really think a man in a dress is a woman. See, look, this is the struggle that we're seeing in the country. This is the struggle right now. This is the struggle. And they're the ones having the struggle. And they have more of a struggle when we are the ones that's saying, no, that's a man. It's ma'am. It's ma'am. And then their struggle, they get upset with us because we don't want to play along. But they have all the answers to everything. How does that work? How does that work? And they don't have the answers to anything. They don't. And then you have some Democrats that won't even acknowledge that they're socialists. Well, look, publicly. They won't say that they're socialists publicly because they're still under the impression that, well, we got to win the minds of people. So I can't tell anybody that I'm an actual socialist because then, you know, not every Democrat's going to vote for me because they see what the Socialist Islamist Party is all about. Here's a prime example of one. I don't even know who this lady is, but she's a total socialist, Democrat. And she's telling everybody that she's not a socialist. If you're a Democrat and you're telling people you're not a socialist, you're a socialist. I mean, can we be real about it? Because El Sayed said that he's not a socialist. He's a socialist.
But I'm not a socialist. And so the labels, I think, part of what's hard to tell is it's not entirely clear to me who actually, what the beliefs are of people who might associate themselves with that word. I have read the DSA platform, and I come to this believing, one, that we need competition in our economy, but not a new economic order.
Is there any disagreement there about the DSA? She's trying to figure out how to tell people to support a socialist without saying they're Islamist socialists. That's what she's saying. I hope y'all can read between the lines, because I can't. I'm seeing it exactly for what it is. So more's going to come. And again, I kind of see it happening. I don't know if it's going to happen with El Sayed, because now they're really starting to talk about all the stuff that he said in the past that's going to hurt them in the general election. So they might try to do the quick thing on removing him, like they did Graham Plattner. Graham Plattner won the primary, but you got to go. El Sayed won the primary. Are they going to make him go? I don't know. We shall see. I just see the pattern taking place. Because when they really started going hard on Graham Plattner, that's when it started getting bad for Graham Plattner. They're starting to go a little hard on El Sayed. And it's not the Republicans doing it. I mean, well, we are. But now that the socialist left is starting to do it, it might not work out for them. Might not work out for them. We shall see. It's going to be interesting to see what actually happens. It's going to be interesting to see what actually happens. All right, so that's it for me, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Coming up next, right here on LFA TV, Kevin, a Loud Majority. right here on LFA TV. And for everybody that's watching everywhere else, you need to make sure you get over to rumble.com/LFA TV so you can see the beginning so you don't miss anything. And you're missing a lot when you're not on rumble.com/LFA TV. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to see what's going on. We even do breaking news here. When it's happening in real time, we'll bring it up and we'll share it with you. So make sure you tune in. And if you haven't already, please like, follow, and subscribe. Please like, follow, subscribe. Okay, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Really makes a difference. And you know what? I love being here on the LFA because the radical leftist, lunatic, socialist, Democrats don't like that a black man is here on LFA TV. They want to say LFA TV is a racist network. Do you know that? Do you know that? I see it all the time. And Jeremy even brings it up. He'll bring it up. They hate to see a free black man. They hate to see it. They hate to see it. I love it. I love it. And as long as God puts air in my lungs, I'm going to continue to fight for us. I'm going to do my part in all of this. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to do what I can because I believe our country is worth it. I want to acknowledge all of the men and women that put everything on the line so that I can be here and call liberals stupid. See, I have the freedom to say that as a free black man, and I have to emphasize the black man, the color doesn't matter, but I have to emphasize it. As a free black man, because the liberals, they hate that I get to call them stupid. And I think they like being that way. They can't help it. Really quick, before Kevin comes on here, I took a picture wearing my MAGA hat, and I had on my shirt that says Stand with Israel. And while I'm wearing my hat, I put it on X. I told y'all about this. I put it on X. And last time I looked, it had 250,000 views on X. If you're on X, you need to go over there and check it out. You need to go over there and check it out because they're highly, highly upset with me. I am a Christian. I believe in God's word. I believe what the word says. We are a Judeo-Christian nation. We were formed this way. They're trying to change that. And I believe in the God of the Bible. When Jesus returns, he's going to set his foot on the Mount of Olives. Do you know where the Mount of Olives is located? Is there anybody watching that don't know? Where is the Mount of Olives? Where is it located? When Jesus returns, because when he ascended into heaven, they say he will descend the same way that you saw him leave. And when he returns, where is he going to set his foot? Where is he going to set his foot? And all these people out there, they hate Israel. Oh my God, Israel. They don't want it to exist because Satan has convinced them of that. Because if they can destroy Israel, then there will be no Mount of Olives. Where is the Mount of Olives? Where's it located? Thank you so much. I see right there in the comments, Israel. That's where it's located. One person put question mark. Yes, it's in Israel. The Mount of Olives is in Israel. And the Bible tells us that he's going to set his foot. It's going to come down. He's going to set his foot on the Mount of Olives. And all of these people that are against Israel, they're wanting Israel destroyed. They don't want Christ to be able to return and put his foot on the Mount of Olives. And if Christ is not real, if the word is not true, then why would they make such an effort to try to destroy Israel? Why would they go to this extreme? Is anyone figuring that out? Has anyone thought about that? There's nothing. Let them live there. If they're not doing anything, look, let me tell you this. I have lunatic liberals that live close to me. I mean, extremely close to me. I don't do anything to them. They can't stand me because I'm a black man and I support Trump and I love my country and I put American flag out where they can see it. They can't stand me. If they could, they would burn it down. But I don't do anything to them. As long as they don't do anything to me, we can live in harmony. See, I believe what the Bible says, love thy neighbor. I love my neighbors. I don't like them. I don't like the things they do. They even put a BLM sign out there. They put the whole trans thing out there. But I don't go over there and tear it down because that's their freedoms. They can do what they want to do. But as soon as they start trying to bring bodily harm, then I have to defend myself. Other than that, I want to have a conversation with them. For those of you who watch me do man on the, I need to do that. I got built up, it's called therapy for me. When I do man on the street, go talk to these people. It's like therapy. I need to get it off my chest. I get a lot of it off my chest here talking to you. It's therapeutic. Hearing the truth, telling the truth, and sharing the truth, it's therapeutic. But sometimes I need to go out and have conversations with these people just to get it off my chest. For those of you that's ever done that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's not that I want to go out there and be violent with them and fight with them. That's not it at all. I just want to be able to have a conversation. All right, I see Kevin's coming up next, everybody. If you're not seeing Kevin, you need to go over to rumble.com/LFA-TV. Do you get that? Rumble.com. You got that part. Just do the /LFA-TV. And you can watch it live. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. With that said, everybody, I will see you tomorrow right here in the Culture Wars on LFA-TV.